Hi my angels, it's Hailey Reese and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited that you guys are here and I seriously hope that you guys are having an absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you, when this video finally reaches you. Today's video is a very fascinating paranormal case, and that's to do with a dog that was believed to have been possessed by the spirit of another dog. The concept and idea of dogs becoming possessed by another soul of another dog wasn't something that I'd given a ton of thought to until I was looking into today's case, reading the story about it, and deciding to share it with you guys because it's definitely interesting, and I think you guys are gonna have a lot of thoughts and opinions on the case itself. So definitely don't hesitate to comment down below throughout today's video letting me know what you guys think of this and if any of you have had a paranormal experience or encounter with an animal. But before we get into today's video, I am so excited to thank today's video sponsor, Harry's. For those of you who have been on my channel for a while, you guys would know that I absolutely love Harry's. Harry's is a personal care brand that has reinvented the way you shave, helping you shave in a premium and hassle-free way. Not only is Harry's a comfortable, smooth, and close shave, but it also comes at a very affordable price. Now, personally for me, not only do I absolutely love their razor, but I also love their foaming shaving gel. I find that the razor just slides so smooth and it's great for my sensitive skin, so I absolutely love it. And for a limited time, Harry's has made their exclusive offer even better for my followers. New US customers can get Harry's travel set and a free travel size body wash for just $3. That's over $16 in value for just $3 when you sign up. You'll get a 5-blade razor, a weighted handle, foaming shave gel, a travel cover, and a travel size body wash. So make sure you guys act fast while supplies last and head to harrys.com/Hailey Reese. I'll have a link down in my description box, and thank you so much to Harry's for sponsoring today's video. But without further ado, let's get into today's absolutely fascinating case of the possessed dog. Now, this case actually starts back many years ago prior to the dog that would become possessed, and it has to do with a family who had a Rottweiler named Rover. Now, Rover was actually a rescue to the family, and he was such a special dog to them. He came into their lives before their children were born, and Rover just immediately loved these children as they were coming into the house. He was a true family dog. But because he was a rescue and had kind of a difficult past behind him, which they didn't actually know of, I should mention, they didn't know the exact details of his past. They just knew that he had some aggression issues towards people outside of the family home, which is what made it all the more special when their children came in and he was so protective and loving with them off the get-go, because that was a family concern. So at home, Rover was this happy-go-lucky, loving, protective family dog who just aimed to please everybody in the house. But they had difficulty walking him outside because he would show leash aggression and he would show aggression towards other people's children and other people in general, and he wasn't very responsive to training in that area, if that makes sense. So this was something that they knew that they had to deal with Rover. But they would just give him extra love and extra attention throughout the day just to make sure that he felt loved and appreciated, and to hopefully get him on the path of training him to have better behavior when they would leave the house. And a family staple trick that they taught Rover to do was bang bang. They would put their fingers in like that motion and go bang bang, and then Rover would plop on his back and pretty much play dead. It was a very cute little trick, and the kids loved having Rover do that all throughout the day. And another trick that Rover had in particular that he kind of learned on his own was when they would say, "Who's a handsome boy?" he would spin 3 times in a circle as if like doing a little happy dance, like a little dance showing that he's the handsome boy. Now, unfortunately, as Rover got older, he did start to develop some health issues and wound up passing away after surgery complications with a tumor that he had. But the family understood because he was an older dog at this point. They knew there was risks of putting an older dog into the surgery, and they were just absolutely devastated by the loss. In fact, they didn't think that they were gonna get another dog ever again. They just didn't know if they had the space in their hearts to love and then lose if that should happen again in the future. But eventually, one day, the cutest little stray shows up on their front doorstep, and it was a golden retriever stray. Which is so strange for me to picture. Like, in my neighborhood, we don't have stray dogs, but to picture a golden retriever of all things being out there roaming by itself is a little bit odd. And it went straight up to their doorstep, sat down, and just stayed until they eventually let the golden retriever in. So they take the golden retriever to the local vet, and they're asking if they know whose dog this is. They put out found dog posters, and weeks go on and nobody claimed the dog. Nobody claimed the golden retriever. So they decided that it must be fate and that they were gonna keep the golden retriever as their own dog because their kids really missed having a family dog. So they named him Bentley, and immediately he integrated straight into the family. He was a really loving dog, got along with everybody, was super sweet, and that was something that they really appreciated because it was so difficult to bring Rover with them on family walks outside or to the park. And with Bentley, they were able to do all of these things. He really was like a dream dog in that sense, even though they really, really missed Rover. But over time, Bentley started to act very strange around Rover's ashes. They'd had Rover's ashes up on a shelf in the living room, and Bentley started taking to the ashes and acting very odd when he would get around the ashes. And they started noticing that Bentley was spending a lot of time staring at the ashes. And so at first they thought that maybe Bentley could see or sense the soul of Rover, and they thought that it was really, really sweet. But it was around this time that Bentley started displaying some really strange behavior, just like Rover's. He started getting aggressive, and even more specifically, got even more aggressive towards the neighbors and the neighborhood kids that Rover particularly disliked more than the average person. And he started doing a lot of the things that Rover used to do, even though they'd never taught him that. The family also started to notice that it was almost as though Bentley was going in and out of personalities. Like, one minute it was actually Bentley, and then the next minute it was as if Rover was reincarnated into this golden retriever. So the family started to wonder right off the bat if it was Rover reincarnated instead of a possession, so to speak. But that didn't explain how the behavior only started changing when the dog started to acknowledge the area in the room where the dog's ashes were. One day, the mom was home alone with the dog, and the dog was acting particularly strange, just doing everything that Rover would do. And so she decided to put it to the ultimate test. She called the dog over and she went bang, bang. And the dog flipped on his back and played dead, exactly how they'd taught Rover to, except they'd never taught Bentley to do that. And so this started to really give her the chills. She was like feeling very, very strange about the situation and decided to do one final test to see if the dog really could be the spirit of Rover. She looked at Bentley and she said, "Who's a handsome boy?" And Bentley spun around 3 times, exactly how Rover would, in a way that they'd never even taught Rover to, anytime Rover was asked, "Who's a handsome boy?" So this was very, very alarming to the family, but also she felt such a sense of peace that her dog had come back to her. But here's where the story gets exceptionally strange, because at first when I was reading it, I'm like, for sure, it's reincarnation. This sounds just like the movie A Dog's Purpose. That's what's happening here. But this is where it gets odd, is half the time the dog is Bentley, and the other half of the time they believe the dog is Rover's soul, because it switches personalities. All of a sudden it will know the command bang bang, and then other times Bentley will look at them like, "What is it you're asking me to do?" And any time that it's doing the commands that Rover used to know, it does all of the different tricks, and then also has that aggression towards outside and just different little personality traits that Rover had. But when it switches back to Bentley, Bentley doesn't know any of the tricks and is friendly with everyone. Now, surely this could be a coincidence, but when I read this, I had absolute goosebumps, and I wanted to bring it on here to share it with you guys because I feel like this is one of those cases that's gonna have controversial comments. Some people are gonna think that they're just looking for the behaviors in the dog because they miss their old dog. Others are gonna think it must be reincarnation. And then I think there's some of you who are gonna think it's purely a coincidence. So I wanna know from you guys down in the comment section what on earth you think is going on with their new dog Bentley. I mean, it is odd the dog just showed up on their doorstep, nobody claimed it, and then all of a sudden it took interest in their previous dog's Ashes and can randomly do the same tricks and commands and has the same personality traits as Rover. So I would love to know all of your guys' thoughts and opinions, and that's basically it for today's video. They just said that half the time they feel that they have their new dog Bentley, and then the other half of the time it's like it gets possessed and Rover's spirit comes in and all of a sudden it's Rover's personality. But I also had the theory that maybe the spirit of Rover is around and hyping up Bentley. Like for an example, if Rover is getting excited, like his spirit's getting excited about the people outside, Bentley's following after him. Because I have two dogs, and when Blue came in, she started acting just like Ace. Like she learned a lot of her tricks and a lot of things from Ace because we'd already trained him. And then I was thinking that could explain why there was an interest in the Ashes, and it could also explain why sometimes the dog does the tricks, because I was picturing it. And if Rover's spirit was there doing the commands, then perhaps Bentley's just following in Rover's footsteps. But I don't know. I have a million thoughts when I think of this case. So definitely let me know what you guys think, and that's it for today's video. Once again, I would just love to thank Harry's for sponsoring today's video and changing my shaving game. Don't forget, you guys, new customers right now can get a travel set and a free travel size body wash for just $3. So make sure you click the link down in my description or head to harrys.com/Hailey Reese. And thank you so much to Harry's for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed though and you do enjoy my videos, I would seriously love it if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, to do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you guys.